Hey everybody, in this episode of Box Office Breakdown, one film took a no-nonsense approach to get itself to the top of the box office charts. We'll break down that, and I'm all left alone with Amy. What's that gonna be like? Let's do it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. This, of course, is the show where we look back at the box office that was, and then we like to
prognosticate
about the box office that lie ahead.
I know, but we could have still had fun.
Woo.
That's all right. That was fun.
I like it. Tony B. Tony saying, let us shut it down.
Snippy.
I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran.
And I'm another one, Amy Cassandra Martinez. Hello.
And our lovely and talented Kari D. Lane is on assignment, so follow her adventures on social media. You can see what she's up to, but making us look good and sound even better, the one, the only, the incomparable Anthony in the booth.
Hey everybody, my name's Anthony. You can find me. Wait, are we doing that? No, that's till the end.
All right.
That's fine. You can call me the Grand Wizard of Oz
Oh.
because I'm behind the scenes.
Oh, look at you.
Yes.
There you go. So far, A+ show, guys. A+ show.
We're
A
doing
plus
great.
plus, I think.
That's true. Yep.
S rating.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Video
right.
game
Okay.
stuff.
Does the
5
Paley Center,
stars.
are they doing digital media now? We should probably get this in the vault.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get this in the vault.
For sure.
As always, we're going to jump right into our look at the past week's top 5 of the box office.
Oh.
Oh, man. Okay.
A little premature there, but
I know. I'm just ready. I'm so ready.
you're so ready.
I am so ready, guys. Let's do this.
Before we do that, though, folks, of course, we're firing on all cylinders tonight. And I'm sure you're going to want to share those thoughts about how well we're doing. So if you want to do that, you know what you can do? Like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're there, give it a thumbs up.
There it is.
There you go.
A little far. All right, you got
Two.
it.
This is really far.
There you go.
Oh, I
That's
can't
right.
do it.
Yeah,
I can
just
do it
those-
this
there
one.
it
Those
is.
little tiny thumbs out there. That's fantastic. And as always, folks, the chat is up and running, so feel free to jump in and share your thoughts about films in general or anything that we haven't been talking about in this past weekend's box office. So we'll kick it off with last week's top 5.
Yes.
Or actually, I guess we're still in the weekend, so
Yeah.
it is this weekend's top 5. There were high expectations for the show and this film, and it over-delivered there. The Nun from Warner Brothers, $53.5 million, a record for the Conjureverse.
Controversy. Yes.
That's
Thank
right.
you for using
there
that.
you go,
I
Anthony.
love
Look at that. That's right. That's a trademark. TM by Tony B. Tony.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to his website, buy those shirts.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Yes. So I did not see this film. I read enough of the reviews that saying it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That I was like, I'm gonna take a pass. I feel like even though I could see it for free, I'm gonna pass. But our lovely and talented Amy Cassandra Martinez and Anthony saw this. So each of you, please, starting with you, Amy, what did you think of the film?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first, I'd like to start off by saying that this was my second experience with the AMC Stubbs A-list.
There you go.
Not sponsored. And it was fantastic. Again, I love it. I don't know why it just took forever for me to finally transfer, but it happened and it was great. Yeah, so it wasn't as bad, I think, as maybe you think it might be, just because of the reviews, but definitely a lot of jump scares, which by the third one, you're like, okay, yeah, what a stereotypical horror movie that's gonna be like, ah. So, I mean, if you like those jump scares, I'm sure that you would like this movie. As someone that used to not really be super into horror movies, and then even just last Halloween, so yeah, a year ago, being really fully immersed into Halloween movies and just scary horror movies, I can appreciate it. And I liked it. I think that Taissa Farmiga, is that how you said? Taissa, she did a great job. She is so freaking talented, and I really want to see her in more things. And just tying it to the whole, Vera Farmiga storyline was very, very nice. Yeah, I think I could have used a little bit more character development and just a little bit more meat to it instead of just ooh, look, dark corners and dark, and blah. Look, you're scared now. And then the music, some of it's just okay, it's super stereotypical, So it's just your normal kind of horror movie. So if you like that, awesome. If you're looking for something else, then I'd say don't.
A great compliment. If you're
Of course.
just your normal horror movie. There you go.
Yeah.
Anthony, I was reading, and which is one thing that kind of stuck out to me, and Amy brought this up as well, as with the jump scares. Not really called a scary movie, but more of a startle movie. And I find myself tired of that particular brand of film. What do you think of that? Do you enjoy the startle type films?
God, no, I do not. I mean, I feel like they're cheap tricks by this point. I feel like, well, personally, I really love horror films. I mean, it's kind of like again to each their own, you know. But like for me, I just feel like it's so cheap and it's just lost its edge that it ever used to have. Especially when like the jump scares are so predictable with the music and everything. Like I've seen jump scares that are much more smoother, and in that way they're more effective because you don't really feel it coming at all. It just happens, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But overall, the film was all right. I mean, would I watch it again? Probably never again, unless I forgot that I watched it, and I'll be like, oh, did I watch that movie? And then I'll go and watch it. That literally happened to me with Annabelle. And that's how forgettable that movie was. So it's like on that same level. I did really like. I gotta agree with Amy. I did like Farmiga's acting. I also like Damien. I believe it's Bichir's acting as well. Like very iconic look of him looking at the priest going into the covenant. I thought was really cool. There was a really nice set piece with like involving a room full of nuns with like bags over their heads, like bloody bags over their heads, and I thought that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that part, but overall, for me, it was just forgettable.
Well, given how well this did, even better than anybody was predicting there, as I was saying, the highest grossing in the Conjureverse. We're going to get a sequel for this. Are you excited to see where the sequel would take you?
Only if it includes Farmiga and Damien. Or either or, because I enjoyed both of them, and also Damien's like a Latino actor, so I gotta like support him, and that's one of my main reasons for this movie that I really enjoyed. But other than that, I honestly don't see any interest apart from just like it's a horror film. Like I feel like entitled, like I have to watch it, but other than that, it's like I don't have interest in it.
Did you like at the end of the film how they tied it back into the first Conjuring film?
Personally, I thought it was pretty cheap. Yeah, it's just like I literally like stuck my tongue out once I saw like that ending thing. I was just, yeah, like literally like, God, like okay, sure, I'll buy it. You know, what do you think, Amy?
Well, same, but it's also kind of like, I mean, I don't know how you went into this movie, because this weekend for me, I wasn't really like, yes, I need to see these movies. Just kind of like, was The Nun really necessary? I mean, besides the really great marketing, I would have to say, especially at San Diego Comic-Con, where a bunch of nuns would literally just like walk around in costume and everything. And some of the billboards that we've seen, and even the premiere of the movie, where some of the nuns were statues and some of them were real, I was like, I don't really care. I don't see that it's really that necessary, but there are some people out there that would really want that backstory. So if they could continue that excitement that people, I mean, hey, 53,000, million, there's some excitement there. People wanted to go see it. So if they can just keep that momentum going, then they just got to make it better. Less jump scares, make them mean something, and surprise us, but not in the non-surprising way.
Yeah, I definitely gotta agree. Like, I feel like people are gonna start to catch on to this eventually, or if they haven't already. Like, these are mediocre horror films at best. Like, and then like the more they try to expand this universe, the more not mediocre they are, and they're getting worse and worse. So it's like, it's interesting the path that they're going to, because they're still making money, but like they're getting worse. Like, in my opinion, like I think the first Conjuring is probably really decent, and then the second one's okay at best. I mean, and after that, I don't know what comes after that really. Like, I think it's going down the same line as Insidious if they're not careful about it. Like, if they really got to come up with something like really gut punching for me to be interested, because it's on the same. For me, it's on the same vein as like the Insidious verse, which is like really just fizzling out for me personally.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the second week's returns are like, and if it does have a huge drop. But given the way that it's done this weekend, I feel like you're going to see The Crooked Man. You're going to see probably something else from the Conjuring universe as well too.
That's actually a huge one. The Crooked Man's, I'm really interested in that one. That's that's the one I'd rather watch than The Nun.
Yeah, but are you? I mean, given the way that The Nun and Annabelle have, I mean, while the idea is awesome, do you not worry about how the execution of the idea will be?
I mean, I think there's curiosity that I think that you can't take that away. Because then you also kind of want to be the group of people that decides, like, oh, yeah, guys, go see it. It's good. Or to be like, oh, well, you guys tell me if you like it or not. You know, it's just what kind of moviegoer are you?
Not true, but if you felt like Annabelle was kind of a letdown and The Nun was continuing that, then when he gets to The Crooked Man, an idea that you're really excited about, how excited can you be when the previous 3 films have been kind of for ideas that people are really excited about?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess like for me personally, I like the style of The Crooked Man as to like, you know, the Nun was a bit more like demonic possession wise. The Crooked Man feels a bit more different, as in like it's not really demon or anything. It's more like a supernatural being that just comes into existence, and I would like to know like how he came to be, and like how he, because I'm not gonna lie, he has a certain type of like charming factor to him from the little bits I saw in, I believe, The Conjuring 2. And it's hooked me ever since, and I want to see that movie.
sounds like somebody's got a crush.
I want to marry him so bad.
Ooh.
I want
Please
to be Mrs. Crooked Man.
invite us
Aw.
to the wedding, please.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I would love that.
congrats.
It's my RSVP.
I wish you well.
I'm going.
All right, coming in at number 2, Warner Brothers again just dominating the top of the box office charts. Crazy Rich Asians again came in with another $13.6 million.
Yes.
Look at that, just rocking it. Number 3 was the other new film that came out this week, and it was also the subject of our box office bet, and that was a little film called Peppermint. Jennifer Garner made $13.2 million. Again, one of those where the reviews were kind of lukewarm for this film as well. It was kind of a rehash of things that people have seen plenty of times. Amy, you saw it.
I saw
What
it.
did you think?
Yeah, I had a fun little marathon yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Today is Sunday. And here's the thing. I love Jennifer Garner, and I think that she's one of those few actors out there that can pull off being like a very caring motherly role and also kick total butt all in the same movie. But I just wanted more. I wanted more of her kicking butt. Just way more of that. More action sequences. And yeah, I mean, she worked really, really hard for this movie. And I know that there were some hesitations because, you know, it's been a while since she's been in this type of role, but I totally buy it. Also, I don't know what it is about. Okay, so like I saw this first and then I saw The Nun. And the moment that obviously, I mean, we all know what this movie is about, right? Peppermint. So she's just furious. She's lost her family. Well, I felt furious the entire time after that in the movie theater. And I was just angry. And you know what? There was this guy a few seats away from me that every single time she did something like hit someone, punch someone, that's kind of the same thing, you know, shoot someone, he'd just be like, ha, I'm not kidding you. Like from the second act on, he just kept doing that. And it was so annoying, and I didn't understand why it was so funny for him. Like, it was so freaking weird. And it just got to the point where I was like, dude, like, stop. It was just taking me out of it. But I think she did a great job. I just could have used more, and it could have just been a little bit more just meatier. You know what I mean? Meatier, yeah.
Fun fact, though, when the lights went up, the identity of the man was revealed, and it was Anthony.
Really? It was you?
I don't get the
I looked at
reference.
him.
I'm so lost right now.
This guy, it was just so stinking annoying. Like, you know, as opposed to The Nun, like, I want people to react at movie theaters. Like, yes, it's all about that. The Nun, there were some people that they were whispering. They're like, oh, because, you know, you would see something when they'd come back and, like, pan, oh. But to have that so consistently, and it wasn't even warranted, like, how is it funny? She lost her family. She's shooting these bad guys because the justice system couldn't take care of it, and she's just furious. But it was all right. I feel like if you have nothing else to watch, you should definitely watch this. I think it's important to support women in roles like this, but it could have been done way better. It could have. But Jennifer Garner killed it with what she was given. And
Again,
she
reach
worked
out to
really
Amy
hard.
for her, her promo little thing for the poster there. If you have nothing else to watch this.
I think they did a disservice to Jennifer Garner. I really do.
Which is a shame. I loved her in Alias.
Yes, she is. She even posted on Instagram her workout. Well, I'm sure it's like one of her workouts, but I think it was her trainer, Body by Simone, and she's a beast. She is a beast. Her guns, and then her guns in the movie. You know, you're welcome.
Thank you for the sound effects too. I wouldn't have figured it out. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was great.
But yeah.
All Now, you brought up one thing about like audience reactions. So like in the Nun, people kind of like talking to each other. Whatnot.
Yeah.
When you watch some films, especially for horror movies, and this is getting back right into Anthony's wheelhouse, so maybe he'll start being invested in the show again that we're doing and paying attention.
We lost him with Peppermint.
They will do some commercials for a new horror movie that's coming out, and they'll do the night vision cameras of the audience watching it to try to get you like, this is how people are reacting to watching this film.
Yeah.
I always found those ridiculous. Like, that does not suck me in more to want to see a film. Does it get you sucked into like, oh wait, these people are kind of cringing or they're flinching?
No.
I better go see this.
No, because I know that sometimes I can be a sissy when it comes to horror movies because, I mean, yeah, even up until last year, I was just like, really? A horror movie? Okay, let me try it. But now I'm so much more open-minded to scary movies. I mean, all kinds of movies, really, that no, it just has to be a good trailer. And then if it's not a good trailer, then I just need people talking about it. So then I can be curious enough to be like, no, I want to be one of the first ones to see it so I can have an opinion on it. You know what I mean?
You want to be a trendsetter, not a trend follower?
I mean, I can't tell you guys what you would like, but I can tell you what I think of it. I mean, it's always that kind of opinion where, like, it's your opinion. You can't tell someone their opinion is wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can tell them to listen to yours.
I mean, you can listen to it. You don't have to listen to it. It's just my opinion.
No.
Just like, you have your opinion, Frank, and,
Nobody listens to mine, and nor should you. They're garbage.
I never listen to your opinion.
All right, coming in at number 4 for this week. Again, another Warner Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 of the top 5. The Meg coming in with another $6 million. And then rounding out our top 5. Yeah. It's still taking a bite, a little chomp of the box office. Rounding out our top 5 is Searching with John Cho from Screen Gems, $4.5 million.
Film. My God, what a great film.
That was so good. I know I wasn't here last weekend. I won't talk about it too much, but yes.
Great.
Yes.
Anyway, so moving on.
Done.
Wait,
That's it.
did we talk about it last week? Okay.
We did.
Oh yeah, I just want to talk about it more though.
Oh,
I'm just
all right.
kidding.
That's definitely.
Please go ahead.
Well, that's one that you should watch instead of The Nun.
Highly recommend. Yeah.
So good. Honestly, though, I walked out of that theater and I was looking at my Instagram and I was like, who's a little fishy to me? Because, it gets you not paranoid. I think you should just be very well aware of your surroundings, even like your social media following and just, So
that's why you dropped me. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
That
Frank, I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
I did notice. There you go.
Good.
Anthony, we all love to cross promote here at Popcorn Talk. Anthony.
Yes.
Yeah, he does a little show called the Horror Movie News.
Pretty fantastic.
Yes. Anthony, you had a guest on this past week episode, correct?
Yeah, we did actually. It was fantastic. Kari was able to cold message some people on Facebook, and she ended up. We got 2 of the producers for Searching on Horror Movie News this past Tuesday for the Tuesday show. So if you go on to our Popcorn Talk Network on YouTube and look for our playlist, Horror Movie News, and you can watch that episode, and it was so fantastic. I had a blast. I mean, picking producers' brains as to like how they came about making this film was something I couldn't even like think of, and it just happened. It was great.
Look at that.
That's so cool. I mean, that movie, that whole time, I was just so tense, but so invested. And gosh. So, when you watch a good movie and you're thinking about it weeks after and you're like, yeah, thank you to the people that made it.
I've never had that feeling.
Oh, okay. Well,
there you go.
sorry.
Savage.
All right, as mentioned, to back up in our top 5, Peppermint was our bet for the box office breakdown there. And the winner was me.
No, I don't think it was.
You don't think so?
No, it was.
It wasn't?
I'm just trying to throw you off your
Wasn't
game.
that me?
That's all.
I mean, certainly amongst the show, Ken Jack in the chat, he crushed it more than anybody else. So way to go, Ken Jack.
There you go. You get an award. It's
Look at that
virtual.
Yep, there you go. Is it the MTZ award? That's the MTZ award for best chat person's box office bet prediction.
There it is.
Oh,
it's yours.
It's gonna change your life.
It is.
Maybe.
You must forward it to 5 people.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait,
okay.
who lost?
What?
Who lost? Was it me?
Well, I mean, technically, anyone that didn't win.
Oh.
That's right.
Lost.
Yeah, but who's the biggest
Who's
loser?
the big loser? Yeah.
There we go. Well, it looks like here it's let's see, with two. You're number two with you're number two, Anthony. So you're fine.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Three was another was Carrie. Four was Ken Jack. Oh no, Ken Jack won it. But so then there you go. Put another movie on Carrie's list with 24. So Kari Lane.
Kari lost.
Kari Lane with a
It
bet of
was not me.
24 million.
Ooh.
She shot for the stars, and she ended up with a ticket to go see Peppermint.
Oh, she likes Peppermint.
And that's right.
I hate Peppermint.
Oh, and the way when you find out why it's called Peppermint, you're like, dang it. So maybe now you want to watch it to find out.
Wow.
You know,
that was
that
it.
alone should get you to go watch it.
I could see why you wanted to be part of the conversation and start telling people to go see it.
Because she's got
Exactly.
peppermint blood.
That's right.
How'd you figure it out?
It's the trailer.
What?
The trailer. It says something about.
Peppermint blood.
That's not right.
She got infused with a series of candy canes.
Actually, well, that part is right.
And that's right. There you go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have international numbers here as well. So, of course, the Conjuring, look at that. It made a $77.5 million at the debut at the international box office. It is came in, as I mentioned earlier, well past projections to score the biggest overseas opening of all films in the Conjuverse. There you go. I got to make sure Tony
You heard
just
it
coined that
here.
phrase. Yeah,
First,
absolutely. Out of the 60 markets where she's haunting cinemas, there were number one starts in 54 of those markets.
Wow.
There you go. So the global launch is $131 million. It's amongst the milestones for this. It is the top opening weekend for a horror film in 19 markets, including Brazil, Indonesia, Spain, and the United Arab Emirates. It is also the best of all the Conjuring movies in the 45, including the above, as well as Mexico, UK, Germany, and Holland. And for Warner Brothers, it's the biggest opening weekend of 2018 in 26 markets, including Brazil, Spain, Sweden, and Indonesia. Huh. That's right. So it basically surprised everybody.
Yeah.
In terms of even Warner Brothers itself, with how great it did for this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, after taking like an early gamble in September last year with it, Warner Brothers said like, hey, there's not any big films coming out right now, so why don't we take advantage of this to put in a nice slice of good quality horror film?
Mm-hmm.
Well, from their point of view.
good quality.
But we'll say a horror film in there.
Yeah.
Yes. And people gobbled it up. They wanted those scares. I mean, you already start seeing, as soon as Labor Day passes, people already start talking Halloween.
I mean, yeah.
That's it.
Well, and that's something that I was thinking about as you were talking. When was the last time we had a horror movie in theaters? This year? Like, what was the last one that we had? See? So people were just like craving something scary.
It wasn't. Was it?
Was it
Truth or Dare?
What?
Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm terrible with
I
timing.
mean, wouldn't Hereditary?
Wasn't that after? Truth. Wasn't that
Hereditary
after
was like
That was in June.
recently. Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't know.
I mean, searching is a different kind of like,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
I mean, I make the case that it's also sort of horror, but it is like it is soft. I say it's like softcore horror. It's like a thriller. It's like a thriller suspense.
yeah.
You looking it up, Frank?
Let's see, horror
I'm
film.
trying to look it up. 1 second.
Let's see.
Yeah, if you guys in the chat can think of the last horror movie that was in theaters, Hereditary.
Yeah. So,
Right?
please give us a sound effect. There you go. All right.
Hello.
Perfect.
That's
what we wanted
exactly
there.
how it goes. In
Well,
the
we'll look
movie.
that up for a second. But
Yeah.
we'll let Tony be Tony look that up while I just continue discussion here.
Yes.
Elsewhere, otherwise, as much as The Nun was conquering the box office there, it was there's other films that were out there as well, including Mission Impossible Fallout. It crossed $500 million at the international box office and $700 million globally, including $137.7 million in China after 2 weekends. And Disney's Ant-Man and the Wasp is now the fourth highest grossing MCU film in the market as well as in China. And this weekend has also helped push the MCU across the $4 billion global market total in 2018.
It's not crazy.
There you go. And of course, The Meg is licking its chops as near as $500 million worldwide this weekend.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it
Real
certainly
quick,
is.
they came at us, chat. Thank you so much. They said right away, Slenderman was.
Oh, that's right.
It was horrible. I mean, I haven't seen it, but it's just.
See, so we can't. None of us saw it.
No, but I've
not
certainly
down for that.
I have talked to several people that have seen it, and
But
nobody's
you
had
think-
anything good to say
I
about
know,
it.
but like we need to see it. I mean, I know you. Some people in the chat have their
Nope.
the same feelings, but yeah. So it's been a little while. So people wanted something that maybe it's familiar horror.
So for you, Amy, if you read a bunch of reviews that were negative, you talked to several people and they were negative on a film, you would still want to go see that film.
I mean, I'm sure there are some positives.
Oh boy.
There are some positives that I've read because when a movie's just like, you know. And
Hey, how's Overboard?
why are we talking about something that was in the past? Let's focus on moving forward.
Oh, really? I feel like we still have to get your Overboard review.
Actually, I would really appreciate, I know there's like 2 or 3. I know Overboard is on there, but I know there are 2 or 3 movies that I have not, what's it called?
You've
that I haven't
neglected
seen.
to honor your...
That I have not
bet?
honored to. Well, yes, sure, yes. I'm pretty sure one of them is Red Sparrow, but I'm not totally sure. So if you guys just happen to know, you're welcome to.
That's interesting. You're going to make the chat do all the heavy lifting for you.
Because you know what? They're very astute and they know Carrie's. Because they're like, oh, and they've pointed it out. So I'm like, hook me up too.
You're
Because
using them as a crutch, Amy.
I'm not.
You are. Instead of
I'm
taking
using
responsibility
them
for your
to
own life.
lean on me. You guys are my friends. We're all friends here.
Well,
Here on the Popcorn Talk Network.
Let's see.
Box office breakdown panel and chat. Hi.
All right.
All right.
So, of course, we that was the box office bet results here. So, Carrie will be seeing Peppermint, telling us all about it as well. And in fact, I jump ahead because she did email me and said that she had seen it with some choice words. She thought that Jennifer Gardner kicked a lot of butt in the film. So,
She did.
yes. So, rest assured, chat, Carrie D. Lane, she already honored her commitment and saw Peppermint. But we've got another box office bet coming just in a little bit here, and we're a chance for you again in the chat to decide which film we'll be betting on, and the loser will be seeing 2 films to choose from.
Predator.
We've got The Predator,
Hey.
as well as A Simple Favor with good old
I don't
Blake
know why
Lively
Hello?
and Anna Kendrick.
Oh, those
There you
are
go.
both awesome. I mean, well, Simple Favors, I'm on the fence about it, but it looks great. There's a part of me that it looks good. There's part of me that's like, it looks really cheesy and corny. But I love both of those women, so we'll see.
Anthony, I'm going to be honest with you right now, to be real serious.
Lay it on me.
I looked across at Amy Cassandra Martinez, MTZ, and she looked like she was about to, tears are about to well up in her eyes.
I
said that.
saw it. Yeah, it made me really happy. No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right, there we
Just
go.
kidding.
So those are the 2
Just hit me.
films
Okay.
vying for your vote there in the chat. So feel free to start betting away there, and we will do the film that gets the most amount of votes from you in the chat. But in the meantime, we'll do a little box office rewind. Beautiful.
I got it.
That's right. About a star or somebody involved in one of the upcoming films. Usually it's a star, but today I'm going to get back to the writer/director of this film, the good old Shane Black. In fact, usually we do the top 5. For Shane Black, I'm going to give him the top 6.
All right.
We're going to look back at the top 6 Shane Black box office movies. Coming in at number
Try saying that 5 times really fast.
6 Shane Black box office movies.
Okay, well, all right.
Coming in number 6, and probably, I'm going to say, I'd probably say my favorite out of everything here that's on the list
Really?
is Lethal Weapon, back from 1987 from Warner Brothers, $6.8 million. I'm a big fan of that concept of the film. I mean, the sequels got progressively less satisfying.
I'm too young
Well,
for that age.
And what about the show?
I've not watched the show.
Oh.
Admittedly, I mean, I know people are very passionate about the gentleman who played Martin Riggs and has now left the show. Makes a bunch of controversy about that, but now they have Sean William Scott coming in. I gotta admit, I'm always a sucker for Sean William Scott, so it does entice me to at least check out the first episode of the second season to see what Sean William Scott's up to. So we'll see, but regardless, the film, come on, Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, fantastic chemistry between the two of them. It is.
What's that
Fantastic
quote?
mullet.
Gary Busey, fantastic mullet.
Yeah.
Gary
Oh,
Busey.
Oh,
I think I know what she's saying. I'm too old for this.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I
I thought
haven't
it's,
seen it though.
I'm getting too old. No?
Yeah,
Or
it's
just,
like-
I'm too old for this.
I'm getting too old for this, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's about to retire, guys. He gets this loose cannon. But I don't know. There was the battle right there in front of Murtaugh's house, right there at Christmas time between Riggs and Joshua. Oh my goodness.
I love
Fantastic.
seeing you so happy about a movie.
I know,
This
right?
is
I was
great.
like,
Yes.
cool.
That's just I don't
going.
remember. I just remember the first time I watched that film. It just sucks you in right from the get go, and sets up the familiar kind of Shane Black thing where a lot of films are around Christmas time for him.
Did you see this one in theaters?
No, I had to see it later.
Later.
I'd be irresponsible if I got my parents to take me at such a young age. Besides this R-rated adult film.
Oh, yeah.
You had to wait for the home viewing to get that to get it to you.
VHS.
That's right.
I remember.
Laserdisc.
Oh,
That's right.
we don't talk about that
No,
one.
we don't talk about that one. All right, coming in number 5 for Shane Black, The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. There, $7.9 million back in 1991. I remember the one thing that sticks out with me in this film is just the opening sequence, where it's the player running down trying to score a touchdown, and he's going to be stopped, and so he pulls out a gun and then
Oh my
shoots at
God.
the defensive man, trying to stop him from trying to shoot it, because his life's on he needs to score this or else his life is forfeit, blah blah blah, for all his bets and
course.
whatever. So, but I always remember that that always stood out to me. Number 4, underrated film, Long Kiss Goodnight, with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson there, from '96, a little over $9 million. That was a fun film. That was a really fun film.
96, I mean, Gina Davis, I feel like, was especially doing wonderful things back then.
Yeah, that is the kind of film that you wish it would have just landed better than it had, because that could have really taken off, and you could have done a variety of films after that, because it was really fun chemistry between the two of them, and it was a fun story. Number 3 is a film that the concept sucks me in entirely, but the execution just lets me down, and that's The Last Action Hero from 1993, $15.3 million.
Is that with Schwarzenegger?
That's with Schwarzenegger,
Oh,
where
okay.
he's the actor that gets sucked into the real world.
Oh, is this around Christmas? Is it or no? Am I thinking something else? Am I thinking of Jingles All the Way?
Yeah, that's with
Oh.
Sinbad.
Oh, never
Yes.
Hi.
There you go.
Hey, I know. Yeah.
But that's great. The boy gets put into the film, gets to meet his hero, and then Schwarzenegger gets taken out into the real world.
I feel like I've seen this one.
It's a fun. The idea is so good, but just the execution. Yeah.
Do you notice that some of these titles are just like The Last, The Long Good Night, like so final? Do you notice that? Like, whoa.
That's right.
Continue.
You wanted to. You got to up the stakes.
This is it.
What if it was
Yes.
just like he's kind of he's a rough weapon. That's not going to suck you into seeing this film. He's a rough weapon.
A rough weapon.
Oh, all right. I guess I
Yep.
got to see this. He's got a rough. Sure.
Oh no.
Or the next to last Boy Scout. Isn't that basically like all right.
Almost last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Middle of the pack Boy Scout. Oh, I got to see that film. He's middle of the pack.
You should try to rename the other ones. The Long Kiss Goodnight, The Short Kiss.
Oh, that's right.
Goodnight.
Yeah,
That's it.
Peck on the cheek. Good night. Oh, got to see that.
Disappointing.
That one sounds great.
Yeah.
But why is it only a peck on the cheek?
Anticlimactic kiss.
That's
goodnight.
right. All right, and I'm coming in number 2, Lethal Weapon 2 from Warner Brothers, an 89, $20.3 million. That is a film that I love the way that it goes, just in media res. Boom, you're right into the action right there. It doesn't waste any time trying to do the credits or anything. It's like, boom, you're in.
I feel like they knew what they were doing already. With the first Lethal Weapon, they were kind of trying to figure it out. And when they realized that they knocked it out of the park, they're like, all right, let's just do this again.
Tell me one line of dialogue that sticks out to you from this film. I will tell you what mine is. I think if you love this film, I think it would be your go-to line.
I don't know.
Anthony?
I am so out of my element.
Oh, all right.
I've never seen any Lethal Weapon movie.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
You're
I
missing
just know about them. Yeah.
diplomatic immunity.
There you go.
Yes.
Give this man an Oscar. Whoa.
you go.
Hello.
It's been revoked. That's
The Oscar has been revoked?
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
diplomatic. There you go.
Wait, before we do jump into number 1,
Yes.
Sky Patterson, and someone else before Sky Patterson said Nice Guys is definitely, okay, no, Sky Patterson was the first one, saying Nice Guys is definitely their favorite Shane Black film. Nice Guys is so good.
It is.
Like, there's this, it's so stupid. It really is, but I don't care. There's this one part where Ryan Gosling, he walks in with his daughter, and she's like, she says something about there being hookers and stuff. And so now every single time people say and stuff, because he says, don't say hookers and stuff, just say hookers. So now when I hear people say and stuff, I'm like, don't say and stuff. And I quote that, but people don't get it.
It's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut.
Deep cut.
You know?
That's right.
It's just these lovely quotes that you can use in your everyday life.
It's too deep of a cut.
It is too deep.
Yeah.
But it's still such a good movie. It surprised me, honestly.
Well, then that's how you find the really cool movie fans are. Right?
Exactly.
Never say and stuff. And then you're like, we're best friends.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, well.
and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, that's another great one too as well. That came in at number 7 on this list for him. But another fun film as well. And which is no surprise, it stars Robert Downey Jr. And so they reunite in our number 1 film. No surprise, given what certainly for the franchise that he's working on. Iron Man 3 from Disney, 2013, $174.1 million.
Nah.
Yeah. So much better than number 2. I some people will kind of think it's like, but I enjoyed it.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like 3. I really like. Well, no, I really like 2. I really like 1.
I mean, I feel some people feel like the way the Mandarin reveal was handled might have kind of diminished the character that they were really excited about seeing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but there's something about Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man that's just always cool.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
I very much like it. But he's of course has got the film Predator coming out.
Yes.
The Predator. I'm excited about this film because I feel like Shane Black, especially if he's writing and directing, is going to be awesome. But I've heard early buzz is not that great about the film, and I'm worried that it's not going to stop me from seeing the film. But
it shouldn't stop you. I mean, we should watch movies whether people say they're good or not. We should just make up our own opinions.
I gotta say, I feel like there's a good amount of hype for this movie in the Predator community. I guess so, like I'm not sure if it's like horror community as well, but like personally, I feel like there's a good amount of hype going around for this movie. I can't really explain it. I feel like it's just something I feel in the air. Yeah,
that's great, Anthony. In these times, never really with any kind of justifiable facts. It's just like I just feel it in the air.
I just feel it. I feel it and nothing.
I can feel it. Like I can feel it in the air, dude. Like it's been a while since we've gotten a Predator movie. You know, last one was what Predators with Adrian Brody, I believe.
Yeah, it was. In fact, 2010. It made $24.7 million its opening weekend,
which is not a lot, but.
Well, see, and I think it's funny because I've been hearing the opposite.
Of good stuff about it?
No, I mean, not the opposite from you. The opposite of you.
Like
Tony.
No hype?
Uh-huh. Okay. That people are just like, no, it looks stupid. And especially at San Diego Comic-Con, I was at the panel for that. And so they gave us a little preview of it. And I think I shared that story here where I thought it was just like a joke, the scene that they showed us. And I was waiting for them to stop it and be like, ha, just kidding. And then they didn't. And I was like, wait, why? So I was thinking about it actually when I was watching more trailers for it. And I was thinking that maybe it's a weird little part of the movie that maybe the rest of the movie is going to have like a good, like, do the thing again. There you go. It's going to be like that. You know what I mean? So I have hope for it.
Well, even reading in the way that they kind of released the trailers, like the first one was kind of
yeah,
like you were saying. Second one did better, and then I believe they did a third one that kind of really got people like, all right, I think this could be what we're hoping that Shane Black can deliver. So it is a little troublesome when your first effort and first trailer and exposure to a film is kind of cut down by the whatever marketing he's decided to put together.
Mm-hmm. And without going too much into this, because of course it's like very controversial. I know there's been a lot of stuff going on, with Olivia Munn speaking out about things. So I wonder if that's going to affect the numbers at all. Just wondering.
I feel like it's gonna make decent money like opening weekend, but it's not gonna have any legs. Like as in like it's gonna dip hard after that. Yeah, I mean, and also like the main, I don't know, like I feel like the most enticing thing about it is that it's gonna be rated R, and that there's gonna be like upgraded predators, and like I'm not sure if they kept them in still, but like predator dogs. Like I mean, the concepts that they're presenting aren't really all that new. It's just kind of like, it kind of feels like that whole nostalgia to it, that nostalgia factor really pushing the main drive for it. But we'll see.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, certainly before Predators, it was the AVP franchise, which, You know, I mean that you're just it's like just watching like just like fun toys. You know, when somebody playing with them, you're like, oh, cool! It's a cool Predator action figure. Messing around with alien action figures. That's awesome.
Well, and also seeing, you know, what else is at the movies next week. And it's not like you don't have something else that's a giant creature. I mean, you have the Meg, but
yeah,
that's slightly different.
I don't know if this is a franchise that needs like somebody like a Ridley Scott to come in and say like, no, I have a vision for this.
Right.
And I'm going to show you the true origins of the predator species.
Is that your impression?
That was my Ridley Scott impression.
Yeah.
It was spot on.
Aliens Covenant.
That's right, yeah. All right, folks, as we're getting ready to wrap up, we're going to be doing the box office bet, so keep chiming away in the chat. Still time to get your votes in there. But before we do that and we make our bets, we're going to do what we think the next week's top 5 will be. With, as I mentioned, The Predator from Fox on 3,900 screens. And A Simple Favor, Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick from Lionsgate, 3,000 screens entering the mix. Do we see anything taking down The Nun? Do you think The Predator could be enticing enough to knock The Nun off?
You know, honestly, I do. I think either people because they are a fan of the franchise, like Tony was saying, and then maybe also the people that are like, I want to see it so I can knock it down. You know what I mean? Like somehow, I don't know. But it also could be very surprising because we didn't expect much from The Nun, and here it is, number 1.
Yeah, as much as I would like to see The Predator be successful to maybe get something else in the franchise a lot faster, I feel like The Nun. Oh, it's tough. The Nun with bad reviews.
Go down. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't think 50. The word of mouth is too great about The Nun. You know.
Figure, say we go. It ends up next week being about we'll say 27.
Yeah.
27 next week for The Nun, maybe 26. We give it a nice 50% cut at least.
Yeah.
Can The Predator do better than $27 million?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it can do like 34.
Okay, all right.
Ooh, is that your final?
What? No, it's not.
Okay,
I
mean people haven't decided yet, but if
Forget
it is,
everything I
don't. Okay. 34,
right.
got it.
I would like to live in a world where The Predator could take number 1.
All right. So. Yes, we all agree number 1.
All right, so then I could just see it basically. I could see Predator, the Predator, The Nun. I'm gonna say A Simple Favor, Crazy Rich Asians, Peppermint.
Same.
That's what I would see.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Oh, okay. This is on the fly. I'll do The Predator. I'll do The Nun. I'll do Crazy Rich. No, actually, I'll do A Simple Favor, Crazy Rich, and Peppermint. Was that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that
sorry.
on the fly.
Wow.
And that was great.
Yeah, James Patterson, same thing.
There you go.
We all agree. Wow, guys.
Look at that.
All right.
It's a meeting of the minds here at the box office breakdown. Look at that. So now it is time for us to do our box office bet as we get ready to wrap up the show.
Oh, man.
I don't see any.
Yes. Well,
what?
as we're
Why'd
getting ready.
You say, oh man?
Well, Ken Jack is usually great about pointing out who the winner, what the bet is going to be on. But while we're waiting for the final results, the box office bet is that we are going to all bet on the box office opening totals for the film of your choosing in the chat. And the person who gets closest to that will get to, like myself, bask in being the prognosticator for that particular week. The loser will have to go see that film and tell us all about it.
Kenja coming in with The Predator 1, 4-3.
Right.
Oh, all right. Look at that. Thank you, Ken Jack. And again, congratulations. I'm hoping you're enjoying that MTZ award. You know?
You're welcome. But thank you for winning.
All right. So we've got The Predator. Again, a 3,900 screens from Fox, directed by Shane Black. As I mentioned a little earlier, Predators, which opened back in 2010, made $24.7 million. There you go. You had Topher Grace, Adrian Brody, Robert Rodriguez directed that.
Grace.
So that's what we've got to work with here.
We're all saying number 1. I mean, are we all gonna watch it this weekend?
I definitely want to go check it out.
Yeah.
I definitely am. Why not?
Okay.
All right. I got mine. Anthony, do you have
got mine.
yours?
Yes, I do.
All right. What do you have, sir?
It's definitely 34.
Oh, look at that. What a surprise. Amy Cassandra, MTZ.
30.
I went
Okay.
33.
Okay.
Look at that.
I mean, we're all going
All
to watch
right.
either way.
Yeah, we're all.
That's
yeah.
true. All right.
But I want to win.
It's a, yeah. It is the margin of error is slim. in this one. It's going to be a highly contested box office bet result.
It's one of those movies. I feel like it's one of those movies that people don't think is gonna be good, but they're still all gonna go watch it.
Right?
Yeah, like
It's like The Nun.
exactly. But people actually thought it was gonna be good. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I
like-
think we all want it to be good.
Yeah.
Whether it's gonna be, who knows?
Fingers crossed. I like to trust in Shane Black. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
give
mean,
him.
all the effects too are practical, or for the most part, the effects are practical too, which is very enticing for me as a horror film fanatic, because just practical effects are always the best effects in my book.
And you're getting Shane Black in for horror movie news, isn't that right, Anthony?
Yeah, I got him on
Exclusive.
speed dial. He's my homie.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you got
That's
homie status
great.
with
Call
Shane
him
Black.
SB. He calls me AB.
Aww,
Aw.
sweet.
Bros. You know?
The bros.
All right, look at that. What a great way to end the episode on a little bit of friendship. That's so nice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of the Box Office Breakdown program that you're watching. This is the welcome. I will welcome you to the end. As always, thanks for joining us. Like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course, give it a thumbs up while you're there, or 2. Or 3. Can we try it? 4. There you go. As many as your little thumbs can reach in and do. And if you'd like to get in touch with us even after the show's over, Amy, where can they find you?
You guys can find me. Oh, can you guys see it? You guys can find me on Instagram, like my shirt says, or on Twitter, or everywhere pretty much at Amy Cassandra MTZ.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh shoot, Amy Cassandra MTZ.
Nailed it.
Anthony, how about yourself?
Yes, you can find me everywhere on Instagram and Twitter at TonyBTony_. Thank you for joining us for this show. You can also catch me every Tuesday on Horror Movie News at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we talk all things horror movies. Thank you.
We, I think it goes without saying, we're, just at our peak performance level. This entire episode.
110%.
Absolutely. And we do that for you every single week because
Every
we
week.
love you. Absolutely.
Maximum effort.
There you go. Kari D. Lane, of course, follow her on all social media platforms at Kari D. Lane. See what she was up to this evening instead of spending time with us here at Box Office
We're the
Breakdown.
best here, you
How
know.
dare she? But you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Sometimes I wear different color hoodies, Sarah Brock. So you're welcome. All right. So thanks for joining us for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. We'll see you next week right here with another edition right here on Popcorn Talk. Until then, go see some movies.
Eat some popcorn.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.
Nobody's stopping you.